Okay, I'm making house calls today. This is my friend, one of my faithful customers, guys. So it won't start. It's your boy, JT, to the rescue. Let's find out why it won't start. First thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna try to duplicate it. Let me see. Uh-oh. Y'all hear that? Ooh, long crank time. Alrighty. All right, what I'm gonna do is spray some starter fluid down the intake and see if it starts. All right. Hey guys, I got some starter fluid. This is actually throttle body cleaner, but it's gonna have to do. Now, I'm thinking behind this is I'm just simulating fuel presence. Okay. Now let's see if it'll start. Yep. Y'all know what that means. We got a problem with the fuel pump. All right. Now, don't automatically condemn the fuel pump. We need to make sure we got power supply and a ground at the fuel pump, because without that, on an electrical motor, the pump's not going to work. Alrighty, guys. I'm back over here. Let's do this full video. I left that 300 right there, guys. Look what I went and got. Yeah. Could have easily went to AutoZone or Advanced Auto, but I want quality, okay? This is a fuel pump. And look, I didn't forget. Ta-da. Fuel pump tool. Now, y'all remember that shorts video I did explaining how you can use a chisel and a hammer if you don't have the tool? All right, yeah, I might as well use the tool. I got it, right? All right, guys, I hope y'all saw that shorts video, because I don't want to recap. In fact, I'll just put it in front of this. All right, all I did was spray some starter fluid down the throttle body to simulate fuel presence. Okay, we just simulating fuel presence. Okay, got it down there. Tried to start the car. It ran for a hot second until this was used up, and then it died like it's supposed to. Okay, now, like I said earlier, before you condemn a fuel pump, an electrical fuel pump, on top of that, you need to verify that it's getting power supply and a ground. That's what's needed to make an electrical motor work, guys. Hey, I got a wire harness and everything. I might have to add a charge to this. It's fairly easy, guys. This is the connector. Now, this is a Mopar. If you get one of these, if you need the connector, they're going to put it in here. I can't remember the year that they had the running change. All they did, guys, it was a bad idea to put the positive wire right next to the ground wire. So they just split them apart, okay? Depending on what mood you're in, you can simply just repair the current connector on the car. You don't really have to do all of this. But some people, want to feel good about their repair, so they'll make the necessary repair. All right, so yeah, I got a new fuel pump right here. I got a new gasket, instructions, the whole 9 yards. Now, let me tell y'all something funny. Let me show y'all something funny. I know some of y'all gonna get a kick out of this, especially you Toyota lovers. All right, especially all of y'all. Oh man, I'm gonna give y'all a little chuckle. Now, this is their house, right? Y'all see the vehicles. They got 3 cars total. Why the Chrysler has to be the one that's broken? That Toyota, that old junkie, I wouldn't call it junkie. I'm not sure that thing ever had a problem. Now, guys, y'all know me, right? I'm no Toyota lover. Hey, Mopar or no car, right? And that Nissan, fluffy Mexicanic. I don't know the problems with those, okay? Now, I'm not saying the Toyota trucks are problem-free. I'm just saying, out of all shit, I was like, she said she gonna drive one of her other vehicles. But JT, my Chrysler down. Come check on my baby. I said, all right, JT to the rescue. I'm on the way. But it just kind of, unfortunately, that those other 2 vehicles are working. So, enough chit chatting, JT. Let's get this damn thing fixed. All right, y'all stay tuned. Let me grab my tools. I forgot one tool. You know how you try to play everything out in your head, guys, on what tools you need? I grabbed everything I can think of I would need to perform this fuel pump job. And guess what I forgot? My freaking breaker bar. All right, this is not enough leverage to really, because I'm gonna have to put some oomph into this. Okay, now maybe I can pull it off, but I'm gonna have to get a real good angle. So, oh my goodness, I can't just pull like you would think I can pull, but it's not long enough to get a real good leverage. And that thing is on there. Okay, we fighting with that retainer. So let me set up and see. I'm gonna have to crawl on the other side and see if I can get some good leverage to get this off. Enough to turn this ratchet, take this down retainer off. Let's get it. Come on, JT. Use your brute strength, baby. All right, so I'm pushing instead of pulling right now. This might give me an advantage. Remember, guys, if you don't have the tool, screwdriver or a chisel, And a hammer will do just fine. All right, here goes nothing. Come on, JT. Use your brute strength. Come on, baby. All I need is one detent. Here you go. Woo. All right, let me stop clowning around. Get your ass up over here. Woo. Guys, I'm tired. That wiped your boy out. But you know what? Got a job to do. Alright. I just found out she got 180,000 miles on this car. Guess what? This the original fuel pump. Alright. Now y'all saw that video. I'm gonna do a video on reasons you should replace your fuel pump at 100,000 miles anyway, whether it's working right now or not. I say you should replace it. All right, I gotta go get some gloves. I don't want my hands saturated, soaked in this fuel. All right, so let me go get some gloves. Y'all hold tight. All right, guys, so what I was saying is I'm going to do a video talking about, because there's a couple of parts on a vehicle, any vehicle for that matter. Every car out there now pretty much uses the electric fuel pump, okay? I don't know if any cars out there still using the mechanical fuel pump that's bolted to the block. Yeah, those are the older cars, okay? So everybody out there pretty much driving around with a car that uses a electric fuel pump. Oh, I'll tell you something else I forgot. My pliers that do this. Oh my goodness. Now guys, I'm only doing the primary fuel pump, okay? A lot of guys at the shop would do the primary and secondary. To me, that is a big ass waste of money. All right, the secondary pump has no bearing whatsoever on fuel pressure. All right, no bearing whatsoever on the reason your car will stall. Okay, so because this is a saddle tank, you know, it loops over. Car makers felt the need to add a secondary. This is the primary. They felt the need to add a secondary pump to pump in the event you run low on fuel. Like this is a section and that's a section. That secondary pump would pump fuel from that side over to this side. Okay, so yeah, if not, you would run out of fuel right here and you could stall out because you out of fuel on one side. So in order to prevent that, ooh, I don't want her car smelling like fuel, so I got to be very careful with this. In order to prevent that, they use a saddle tank with two fuel pumps. But that secondary fuel pump is expensive, and to me, it never need replacing. But everybody's different. Here we go. All right, guys, that's it. Here she go. 180,000 miles. Okay, so she got her use out of this. All right, it's not the end of the world when your car stall out because the fuel pump is burned up. All right, I give these my cushion window is at 100,000 miles. Replace your fuel pump. Without me giving my video away, I want to stop right there and just discuss that. All right, so yeah, I got a video coming up, the top 3 parts you should replace anywhere on your car at 100,000 miles. Now guys, I don't want to bore y'all with the installation, so I'm just going to reverse the procedure. So the next time I fire the camera up, it will be to discuss. Well, I'm not even gonna fire it up for this because I got a video on how to replace this with this. All right, this come in the package if it's a Mopar. All right, now hear me out for a second. You technically do not have to change your connector, okay? You can, here's the deal. I told you the reason for the change in the first place is because, in my opinion, it was a bad idea to put the fuel pump positively right there in the ground, right next to it. So all we doing is moving this ground lead over to the center pin and moving that center pin over to the second lead. So they're not side by side. Power supply and ground should not be right beside each other. That's all we doing with this connector. Okay, so watch this video right here. I get in full length talking about this connector and how to replace it. All right, yes, I go through the replacement procedure. I also got a video up that'll show how to rig this till you won't have to replace the harness, but some people want to do it anyway. So I'll find a link to that video as well. But for now, I'm gonna wrap this video up because I need to wrap it up. All right, I need to finish up. So yeah, the next time you see me, this car will be running. All right, so let me get this in. I'm just gonna reverse the procedure. I showed y'all what I went through to find out how this is at fault. All right, I verified I had power supply and ground because that is what you need to get any kind of an electrical motor. This is an electrical motor. It requires some voltage and a ground to run. All right. Yes. All right. Now this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pin connector. Those other 3 are usually for sending units and things like that. So the fuel pump only need 2, unless it's monitored by a CAN bus or a bus network or something like that. But yeah, so next time you see me, the car will be running, guys. Y'all stay tuned. I got more work to do. Alrighty, guys, here we go. Yes, I'm done. All right, didn't take long at all. And she's going to be extremely happy. Well, let me verify that the damn thing starts. Now, if your diagnosis was on point, you shouldn't have nothing to fear. Look at that. That's what I was telling her. Y'all see that? 189, almost 190. This fuel pump almost went 200,000 miles on the original fuel pump. All right, that is damn good. But you don't want to get stranded, okay? Now, the good news for her is it stopped working right in front of her house. Everybody's not going to be this lucky. Your fuel pump can quit on you while you're on the road driving, guys. So, yeah, every between 100 and 150,000 miles on your car, please get your fuel pump replaced. All right, I just replaced this one. Now let's verify that the car is fixed. This is push to start. Key is in here somewhere. Foot on the brake. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment of truth. Hey, it fired right up. Normally that 2-second prime would kick in and pump the pressure up there. Now this check engine light on, likely because I unplugged the air temp sensor to spray throttle body cleaner down there. All right, so recap. Her car would not start. One morning she got up to go to work. JT, my car won't start. Dun, 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 dun. Who you gonna call? Guys, don't call Ghostbusters, all right? Don't call. Call JT, all right? Okay, you got a new fuel pump now, and I'm servicing this transmission to help extend its life. All right, yeah. Just because your car got 200,000 miles on it don't mean it's the end of the world. And that's the first thing she said when she came out here. Am I gonna have to get a new car? No, sweetheart, I got you. All right, look, it looked good, don't it? 2014, 200,000 miles. Some of y'all ready to put it to the pull apart already, don't you? I know Nick probably, it's a piece of junk. Nah. 200,000 miles, this thing still kicking it. Fuel pump just happened to go bad in it, no big deal. All right, I'm talking too much. I gotta go, guys. That's all I have. I appreciate y'all watching, man. Out.